He has been a king, a god, a sorcerer, and a scientist. He has worn a crown, a cosmic throne, and the armor of Iron Man. He has rivaled the smartest mind on Earth, and he has bargained with the devils of hell. And in 2026, he is coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe to face the Avengers, played by Robert Downey Jr., in a film Marvel is calling Doomsday. Most Marvel villains are obstacles. Dr. Doom is a force of nature, a peer to the heroes, and in many timelines, the single most dangerous mind in the multiverse. Across 6 decades of comic book history, he has been written as a tyrant, a hero, a god, and a tragic figure who could have ruled paradise but chose vengeance instead. This is everything you need to know about Victor Von Doom before Doomsday rewrites the future of Marvel. Dr. Doom was not born a doctor. He was born Victor Von Doom in the small fictional Eastern European country of Latveria, sometime in the middle of the 20th century. His mother, Cynthia, was a Romani sorceress. When Victor was still a child, she made a desperate bargain with the demon Mephisto in exchange for power to fight her people's oppressors. The bargain went wrong. Mephisto dragged her soul to hell, and her son grew up watching her absence. His father, Werner, was the personal physician to the Latverian king's wife. When the queen died of incurable cancer, the king's grief turned to rage. He blamed Werner. He hunted him into the snow. Werner died in the freezing mountains, protecting his son with the last warmth of his own body. Victor was an orphan at 12 years old, but he was also a prodigy. By his teenage years, Victor Von Doom was building inventions that put him on the radar of every great university in the world. An American Science Institute offered him a full scholarship. It would change the course of his life and the course of Marvel Comics. When Victor arrived at the Institute, he was assigned a roommate, a young man whose name would become legend, Reed Richards. Reed was the most brilliant scientific mind anyone had ever seen. He was warm, modest, and almost embarrassingly good. Victor was the opposite, proud, cold, certain of his own superiority. From the first moment they met, Victor refused to accept that anyone in the universe could possibly be smarter than himself. Reed, for his part, recognized something in Victor that frightened him, a brilliance darkened by obsession. The two of them studied together, they argued together, they invented together. And quietly, both of them began to suspect that one of them would change the world, and the other would try to break it. Their rivalry became the longest-running feud in Marvel Comics. Over the decades, they have battled across continents, across dimensions, and across timelines. Reed has saved the multiverse from Victor's ambitions more times than any reader can count. Victor has come closer than any other villain to ending Reed entirely. And underneath all of it, hidden beneath 60 years of war, is a question both of them refuse to answer out loud. Would either of them be who they are without the other? While at the Institute, Victor became obsessed with one project, building a machine that could communicate with the dead. He believed he could find his mother's soul in hell and bring her back. Reed Richards saw the calculations on Victor's blackboard one night, and he noticed an error. He tried to warn Victor that his equations were dangerously, fundamentally wrong. Victor refused to listen. He had not survived the mountains, the death of his parents, and a lifetime of being underestimated just to be corrected by Reed Richards. He activated the machine anyway. It exploded. The official record varies depending on which writer is telling the story. Some versions show only a small scar across Victor's face. Others show severe disfigurement. What is consistent is this: Victor blamed Reed Richards for the accident, even though the warning had come from Reed, even though the math error was Victor's. The Institute expelled him. He fled across the world, eventually reaching a remote Tibetan monastery where ancient monks helped him forge a suit of dark armor and a cold metal mask. The mask was placed on his face while it was still hot from the forge. He has worn it from that moment on. Victor Von Doom was gone. Dr. Doom was born, a man who hid his face behind iron, but who hid his pain behind something much harder. What makes Doctor Doom dangerous is not the armor. It is what is inside the armor. Victor Von Doom is one of only a handful of characters in the entire Marvel Universe who is a master of both science and magic. His intellect is officially canonical at an IQ of 267, placing him in the same tier as Reed Richards and Bruce Banner. He has built time machines, created functioning artificial intelligences, mapped quantum dimensions, and reverse-engineered Asgardian metallurgy. But he is also a sorcerer, trained by Tibetan mystics, by demons, and at one point by Doctor Strange himself. He can cast spells on the level of the Sorcerer Supreme. He has bargained with Hell, walked between dimensions, and once briefly held the title of Sorcerer Supreme of Earth himself. He has also developed an army of robotic body doubles, the Doombots, that look, move, and speak exactly like he does. Heroes who think they have defeated Doom in battle have, more often than not, only destroyed a robot. Doom is rarely there in person. He is always 2 moves ahead. He is rarely outsmarted. He is almost never outmatched. After his accident, Victor Von Doom returned to Latveria, overthrew the king who had killed his father, and declared himself sovereign. He has ruled Latveria as absolute monarch ever since. Latveria is a small nation, but Doom is recognized by the United Nations as its lawful head of state, and that gives him something most villains could only dream of: diplomatic immunity. The Avengers cannot legally arrest him. The Fantastic Four cannot legally invade his country. International law treats Doctor Doom the same way it treats the leader of any sovereign state. To his subjects, Doom is, strangely, beloved. Latverian citizens enjoy full employment, low crime, free healthcare, and excellent infrastructure. Doom genuinely believes he is the best thing that ever happened to his people, and from a certain angle, he might be right. But there is a darker side. Free expression in Latveria does not exist. The secret police are everywhere. Voicing dissent against the throne is a crime. Doom rules the way a benevolent king from the medieval era would rule, completely, absolutely, and without challenge. And he believes, with absolute conviction, that he deserves to rule the entire world the same way. Across 60 years of comic books, Doctor Doom has had moments of greatness, but 2 storylines stand above all others as definitive Doom. The first is Mark Waid's Unthinkable in 2003. In that arc, Doom abandoned his rivalry with the science of Reed Richards entirely and embraced black magic without limit. He sacrificed the soul of the woman he loved to demons in exchange for unstoppable sorceress power. He nearly destroyed the Fantastic Four. It was the moment readers finally understood that Doom is not just a scientist with a grudge. He is something much, much worse. The second is Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars in 2015. The multiverse collapsed, every universe died, and in the wreckage, Doctor Doom stitched together a single patchwork world from the surviving fragments, Battleworld. He crowned himself God Emperor Doom, the literal god of all reality. He ruled it for 8 years. He had a wife, Sue Storm. He had a daughter, Valeria. And he was, against all odds, kind to them. For 8 years, Doctor Doom got everything he ever said he wanted. And then, of course, the heroes came back and they took it from him. He has not been the same since. After the events of Secret Wars, Doom did something none of us expected. He healed the scars on his face with magic. He took off the mask. And when Tony Stark fell into a coma in the year 2016, Doctor Doom built himself a suit of red and silver armor, and he became Iron Man. He called himself the infamous Iron Man, and he meant to prove something, that he could be a hero, not a tyrant, not a king, a hero. He saved cities, he stopped villains, he did things Tony Stark would have done in the way Tony Stark would have done them. Some readers loved this arc, others called it a fluke. The truth is, it was both. Doctor Doom is many things, but he is consistent in one. He wants to be respected, and he wants to be loved. The throne and the armor were always means to an end. For a brief, beautiful moment, Doom believed he could earn both by saving the world instead of conquering it. The world, in the end, did not let him, and the mask returned. In July of 2024, at San Diego Comic-Con, Marvel Studios made an announcement that broke the internet in a way nothing had broken it in years. Robert Downey Jr., the actor who built the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Tony Stark, was returning, not as Iron Man, as Dr. Doom. The Russo brothers, the directors of Infinity War and Endgame, are returning to direct. The film is called Avengers Doomsday. It will release in 2026. The choice has divided fans and unified them. The argument against: Doom is supposed to be his own character, with his own legacy. Casting the most iconic MCU actor of the previous era to play him risks turning Doom into a footnote of Iron Man's story. The argument for: Doom and Tony Stark are mirror images. Both are billionaires. Both are inventors. Both are armored. Both are ego incarnate. The only difference is that one of them learned to love other people. The other one only ever wanted to be loved. Marvel has not yet revealed how Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom will arrive in the cinematic universe. The leading theory is that he is a variant Tony Stark from a parallel timeline, a Tony who lost the people he loved and rebuilt himself in iron without ever finding his way back to humanity. If that theory is right, then Avengers Doomsday is going to be the saddest, most haunting Marvel film ever made. Dr. Doom is what happens when a brilliant mind is broken by grief and chooses pride over healing. He has been a king, a god, an Iron Man, and a sorcerer. He has saved his country, conquered the multiverse, and lost everything he loved. He is, depending on the writer, the greatest threat in Marvel history, the most tragic figure in the canon, and a man whose only true crime was refusing, for 60 years, to listen to Reed Richards. In 2026, the cinematic universe will give us a Doom who is also Tony Stark, a Doom built from the ashes of Iron Man. A Doom we have already loved before. If you want more deep dive case files on the heroes and villains shaping the next era of Marvel, subscribe to the Invincible Files. The next case file drops soon, and if there is a character you want decoded next, leave their name in the comments. Doom always has time for a worthy adversary. Until then.